Hello, this is video number 3. We are finishing up the lesson for sections 7.4 and 7.5. This is an example from 7.5. Sheet metal trades. The area of the sector shown in the diagram is A equals pi times the radius squared times A, all divided by 360. And it says solve this formula for A. Now notice we have a capital A and lowercase a. They do mean something different in the formula. So in this case we're solving for the lowercase a. I'm going to write this out first of all so I have some working space here. We're solving for the lowercase a and it's in the numerator. So first step, we multiply by 360 so we can clear out our denominator of 360. That always cancels it out when we multiply. And then we will be able to solve from there. Now on the right hand side it says pi times the radius squared times a. It's all multiplication. To isolate that a, we can divide by pi r squared on both sides. And so what happens here is, right, I cancel out because both of those just equal 1 when I divide. And so I find that a equals, and where a good place to write it over here, maybe over here. A equals 360a divided by pi r squared. And so it is solved, and from there, that's all we do on part A. On part B, it tells us to find the uppercase a. So we actually don't want to use the formula that we just solved. We want to use the one from the beginning on this. We will use a equals pi r squared lowercase a over 360 and substitute in. So here we go. We're finding a, and we know pi is 3.14, r is 12, and we're squaring that. A is 45 degrees. We're dividing that by 360. So the rest is just a calculation. When I multiply what's in the numerator, I get 20,347.2 divided by 360. That equals 56.52. So don't forget to pause whenever you're working through a problem. If you want to try it on your own first, then just pause, work it out, come back to the video to check your answer. And it tells us to round to the nearest whole number, and a is approximately then 57 inches squared. Oh, and it tells us the answer will be in square inches. And then we're able to figure out that. You can actually figure out that it's square inches because we did multiply on the radius, right? It was 12, and we took 12 times 12, which would make it inches squared. Okay, that's it for that one. Okay, so I had a blank page. I had to leave the recording, come back, and then it works out okay. On this one, we're using this formula, A equals P times 1 plus RT, and it's used to find the total amount of money in an account when an original amount or principal is invested at a rate of simple interest R for T years. So it has to do with interest and principal and all of that. How long would it take 8,000 to grow to 10,000 at 4%? We would put that in as 0.04, simple interest. Now, even though it doesn't tell us to do this, solving for t would be a good idea. So we begin with the formula A equals P times 1 plus RT. and then we're trying to solve it for t. So we're going to work our way through this. Now, there are different ways to go here. I think the easiest way, though, would be to distribute the p. Sometimes some people would start, divide by the 1 plus RT, but it can get a little confusing doing it that way. And then we're trying to get to the t, so we want to subtract the p on both sides. Then we divide by PR. Oops. To solve for t. Okay? So t is a minus p divided by PR. Now we can substitute everything in. Now you have to identify this. And on this, the 8,000 is going to be our principal. The 10,000 is our initial investment, or what we're trying to grow it to. Sorry, the 8,000 is the investment. We're growing it to the 10,000. And then this is R, the 0.04. We're trying to find how much time this is going to be, so we take the 10,000, we subtract 8,000. We multiply 8,000 times 0.04. When we subtract, we get 2,000. When we multiply 8,000 times 0.04, we get 320. After dividing, we find it will take 6.25 years for our principal of 8,000 to grow to 10,000. And that's the end of this lesson. Bye, everyone.